Star Citizen Alpha 4.3.1 Live is incoming. CIG have put out the first release candidate build, RC1, for Alpha 4.3.1. Anyone can try that at the moment at time of recording. It looks like CIG are trying to push this to live by the end of the week and for the weekend, if possible and sensible. More specifically, in the This Week in Star Citizen post, they said, Alpha 4.3.1 has made its arrival, offering a look at the fixes, updates and treasures waiting just beyond the horizon. If testing goes smoothly, this update is set to launch on the live servers later this week. In this video, we're going to talk about that latest patch, potential additions for live, like, I don't know, maybe the Idris P being in in-game shops, and what else is happening this week from the This Week in Star Citizen post. The current testing focus for Alpha 4.3.1 in the latest build is stability and bug fixes, the Onyx facility, Site B, and missions associated with the final part of the Onyx facilities. I say final part, they're going to be using these for loads of different things in the future as well, at least in my opinion. Another big focus, MedGel, the medical respawn resource. They're going to be iterating on these numbers a bit more, they keep on tweaking them, and obviously you can respawn in those med beds that you've set on ships and vehicles, but there's a resource cost with that. Dropships and watchtowers and associated pyro missions are being tested, so you can literally go to some of these watchtowers and you can disable them for missions or whatever, but if you disable all of them in an area, then the villages and outposts in pyro there won't get reinforcements, and these dropships will bring in reinforcements when populations drop below a certain level or to help defend the area. You've got the Vault LMG Fresnel being tested. Really cool weapon, very interesting, gets less rate of fire but more damaging as it fires. They've got ship armor and ballistic damage changes which are ongoing. They've released an updated part 2 to this. And you've got the RSI, Apollo, Triage, and Medivac also being a focus. There is some other stuff in the build, which is at least somewhat a focus, right? So there's the new heavy utility armor, the OMC armor. There's the bearing laser cannon updates. I didn't see any animations for these, actually, when I was messing around with them. There was new hairstyles, maybe AI FPS turrets, though I do think that's going to slip for the live build. I suppose medical beacons should be added to the list now. I believe CIG are trying to get them working for the build. And something we might see is the Fleet Week ships in in-game shops. CIG recently said they're going to be more regularly and more reliably putting in base ships that are flyable and have been in-game for like 3 months, which is the typical exclusivity period for a ship that's gone flyable for people that purchased it with their own money, and then they're supposed to put it in in-game shops. Now, the Fleet Week ships include the Asgard, the MTC, the Guardian MX, and the Idris P. Well, I suppose it's also the Idris M, but they're only supposed to be selling in in-game shops the base versions of ships. Or at least that's what they committed to when they said, oh, we're going to do this more reliably. But I'm interested to know, do you think those ships will be available in-game, either at Wickelows or in in-game shops with this patch? Do you think they'll actually put the Idris P in a shop, and how much will they charge for that? Because it's a big capital ship, it's going to have to be a lot of Alpha UEC. Bug fixes and stuff like this in the latest release candidate. At time of this release, Star Citizen Alpha 4.3.1 contains over 110 bug fixes for issues occurring since the patch was in Eva Carti, including 17 that originated from the Issue Council, 4 of which have already been hotfixed onto 4.3 live. Loads of potential fixes have been made for MedGel, which MedGel is currently broken for me as is responding. We'll come to that in a minute. Medical beacons, various missions, the Apollo and the ASD new wing Site B, as well as a variety of crashes. There are some known issues listed for the build currently, so they don't happen 100% of the time. They're intermittent, but they're potentially relatively common. Tier 1 medical bed maximum distance respawn is incorrect. Yes, it is very incorrect. Players at ASD facilities will be rescued and respawn back at the facility after being incapacitated. Now, in my opinion, that's a feature. I want to be able to do that. Turrets at Faro data centers are not firing. Players are unable to mantle ladders from the top to climb down. ASOP terminals inside hangars remain in a loading screen after destroying a ship on the pad. The ATLS is unable to pull cargo off a ship's cargo grid after it is moved. Equipment and armor dropped on the ground can be suspended in mid-air, making them unable to be interacted with. The eliminate all missions are not completing after the AI have been eliminated. There does appear to be issues with med gel refills and respawning in this current patch. I've not been able to manually replace canisters in the build on any med bed, although I say any med bed, I've only been trying in the Apollo, and I've not been able to respawn in a ship's medbed, as it says that they're out of range even when they are not. We know that CIG are testing AI and NPCs and Vulkan updates in the tech preview that will be merged to the live build when ready. And they also said that they'll be starting engineering version 2 testing on the tech preview build after that. Benoit also recently said Vulkan will be fully integrated likely by the end of the year, and that engineering tests will start before the end of the year. At least that is the plan currently. Alpha 4.3.1 looking very close to release. With that in mind, lock up your ship. Make sure you've stowed everything that you want to stow at your home location if possible. Any refining jobs that you've got going will be deleted during the move from 4.3 to 4.3.1, and typically things like consumables, they will also not be carried over. So sort of bear that in mind when this new patch goes to live. And obviously you don't keep anything from the PTU, it's just from the current live build 4.3 to 4.3.1 live. But this week in Star Citizen Post, Pirate Week is in full swing and fortunes are being made and stolen in every corner of the verse. For all you creative corsairs, the ongoing flag designing contest is your chance to compose the colours of your crew, conjure up chromatic combinations no captain has conceived, and claim a coveted craft. Submissions close on Monday the 22nd at 8 PM UTC, which I believe is when Pirate Week ends. Please CIG give more details of the full dates of a promotion of an event in multiple areas so that I can understand when a event like Fleet Week or the Foundation Festival or Pirate Week is going to start and end as early as you can give us those dates. And if your course takes you planetside to Italy this weekend, the Bar Citizen World Tour makes port this Saturday in Rome, where tall tales and camaraderie flow as freely as the grog. What's going on this week beyond that? Need a patch up between dogfights, during large-scale team battles, or just from adventuring gone wrong? Meet the RSI Apollo, the Verse's answer to ouch in this Wednesday's Behind the Ships. We're going to have a dedicated video on them making the RSI Apollo. It should be the triage and the Medivac they'll talk about. We do know the Medivac version has the extra missile launchers and more armor, but other than that, they're pretty much identical other than the skin. Both versions will be coming with 2 sets of each of the 3 tiers of modules, so 6 modules, so you can configure the ship with your choice of tier 1s, tier 2s, and tier 3 medical facilities. Why CIG didn't decide to have tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 injuries in that order of severity, I don't know. Tier 1 being minor and tier 3 being the most major. That would make more sense and make my brain like it more. So yeah, I'm expecting a release of 4.3.1 either on Thursday or Friday personally, but we'll see if that goes to live. It might get pushed. It depends on whether or not it's in a good enough state to be released. On Friday, you're going to get yourself the RSI newsletter, probably some more pirate treasure hunt bits and bobs, and as I said, Saturday there is the Bar Citizen in Rome in Italy, and Silo and Disco have some shinies for you if you are there. Another part of the treasure hunt was released as well in that This Week in Star Citizen. You can get involved with the treasure hunt now. This has you go to multiple locations in-game to get a passphrase, and then you type that in on the Pirate Week main page and you get a reward. So they're still putting out clues and different areas for you to go to at the moment. The latest one is Avast! A curious sight awaits. Reckon ye can make sense of it? Neath the ground something stirs as the storm lashes down. Seek the haunt whose name recalls flames reborn, where legends rise from ashes, where hungry crews stop to fill their maws. What ye seek can be found in lucky draws. Less than a fleet, more than a lone, sharp as cutlasses, these glittering stones. Blood-red jewels mark the path true. Count them, matey, and they steer ye through. There is another clue that's also just come out on the Star Citizen Facebook page, which I'll link down below. There's a Reddit group that is combining all of that info together if you are interested. I'll link that all down below so you can get involved with it if you wish. And as Pirate Week continues, there's a load of pirate skins and pirate ships to purchase if you are so interested. But you can get all that stuff sort of in-game. The pirate skins are kind of exclusive, but you can typically buy them the next year at Pirate Week. And some of this stuff might be going to the loot pool at some point, and there's going to be crafting and lots of customization options. We'll have to wait and see. Thank you very much for watching. It's very appreciated. I would love to hear from you if you're playing in Alpha 4.3.1 at the moment, and you go, yeah, it's very likely it will be released by the end of the week, or no, there's too many problems, or they need to fix the medgel and respawning thing. I have yet to go through and do the missions for the Onyx facility site B yet. I've had a quick look around, but yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that probably in the live build. I'm interested to know if that's something you're doing as well. Are you going, no, I want to try it out in the PTU now. I like helping with the bug fixing and that sort of stuff, and it doesn't ruin the experience not playing it as it's intended. Or if you're like, well, even if I play it during the live build, it's probably not as intended, or I'm going to be doing it multiple times anyway, helping other people out, or on multiple accounts, or things like that. I'm just sort of interested to know people's playstyles and how they are enjoying Star Citizen now. And do you think the Idris P will be available in in-game shops with this live build? Whatever your thoughts or questions, down below. Also, get yourself some NordVPN. That's down below as well. Click on the links. Get yourself NordVPN, big discounts, or go to nordvpn.com/BoredGamer. But whatever you choose, it helps the channel and you get better accessibility, security, and privacy on the interwebs. Thanks very much for watching. Every month we have a ship giveaway, and for this month of September we are giving away an RSI Apollo Triage, a medium-sized flying medical clinic. It also comes with lifetime insurance and access to Star Citizen with a game package. All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning that is comment on any of my videos made during this month of September. If you would like to further support the channel, please remember to like, share, subscribe, watch my other videos on the channel for everything Star Citizen related. There's a load of useful links below as well to a load of stuff that I support or support me in some way with like NordVPN and all that sort of jazz, Game Glass, loads of cool stuff. But also, you could clickety-click on the join button under my videos to help support the channel even more by giving a little bit of money. Oh, isn't that good? Get a load of exclusive little bonuses as well. Or you can use Patreon to do pretty much the same thing, whatever you fancy. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great September, and I'll see you in the verse.